Hi, Jen Osborn here. How you doing? I wanted to get on here to talk about the church and emotions. I find, as someone who's super in touch with my emotions, that the church seems to be anti emotion. And I found that they express that very spiritually. In other words, they avoid the expression of emotion, the acknowledgement of emotion, and they spiritualize it as far as, how are you doing? And the person might say, well, I'm blessed and highly favored. While really, they may be totally wrecked by the loss of a loved one, a tragedy, a million other things. And while the statement is true, we are all blessed and highly favored, there are moments where you're just getting by. You're literally just in whatever it is. Like I said, the loss of a loved one, the loss of a relationship, really or deep struggle at work. And while you may not want to express all of your emotions to someone that maybe isn't trustworthy, it's a very, very, very good, important point to express things to people who are trustworthy. It's still not good to lie about where you are. And you can do that with, like, well, tough day, but I'm making it. Tough day, I'm believing in God for better. Whatever it is, but just being authentically you. That can be very freeing. It's something that David did quite a lot in Psalms. If you ever read the Psalms, he gets rageful, he gets sad, he's angry, he's all of the things. He never sugarcoats it and says, I'm just blessed and highly favored. He gets there and acknowledges the truth of who God is and who we are to God, but at the same time being true to his authentic self and his emotions. So while you shouldn't emotionally puke on someone, like if they say how you're doing and you go, well, I'm just really having this bad day and everything's going wrong and I mean, that would probably give you a great emotional release, but it's not something that you should really do. But it's finding that place where you can be authentically you about what you're feeling in the church at any given moment, being true, but also not being like giving just an emotional vomit. That can be a bad thing too. So it's just finding that balance, that very great line. So I would just like to challenge you, for those of you who are in the church, to start authentically expressing where we are and our struggles, even if it's just a tiny little bit, even if you can't get into details with somebody. You could just maybe even say, I just need some prayer today. It's kind of a tough day. I'd rather not share all the details. That is just a great place to be. Anyway, so I would love for the church to be more accepting of people in tough places and people that are really wrestling with their emotions, which, let's be honest, God gave us emotions. He's an emotional God, but he's the only one who can express emotions perfectly. We don't always express them perfectly, but we still have them. And God made us that way with our emotions for a purpose. So I'll probably get into another video where I talk about more about emotions and why God gave us emotions and why they're important and how to deal with them and what have you. But at this point, I just want to talk about that part of it and allowing people to be authentic in the church without over spiritualizing avoidance of emotions. All right. I'll talk to you soon.